Hey guys, Dysan here. Today I'm bringing you episode 22 of the Day and Night podcast. So this one's going to be a short one because nothing interesting happened over the last 2 weeks. Right now we're currently in the midst of the Contractors of the Mist event, or Adventurers 2 if you really want to call it that. I am not sure if I would call it Adventurers 2. But it has 2 new adventurer units, which is Shizuni and like Loop Regia, because Lupus Regina. Anyways, so I can't really talk too much about them. We have some interesting things like developments happening throughout the week about like opinions on units and how good they are. And overall, it is pretty average. I'd say it's a slow 2 weeks. I would say that the event is not hard in itself. Farming is pretty legit. Just make sure you got some AoE guys with you. New Shizu, the new Lup helps with that as well. Like it's like 4 enemies, 3 enemies, 2 enemies. Audible on extreme, so auto battle is your friend. Multi-rooms are your friend as well. The undead is 2 waves, which is just, I'm pretty sure, Death Knight, 2 Skull Dragons, and a buffy undead guy. They have HP regen over time, so it is a DPS check. Skull Knight does taunt, so that kind of sucks. So if you have a single target team, you're gonna have to kill Skull Knight first, then I'd say maybe kill buff guy, and then go kill Skull Dragon, then wave transition. Small issues about that is you have to watch out for that. The Magician has seal, I'm pretty sure. The Skull Dragons have poison and bleed, and then Skull Knight can paralyze if he hits it, so you gotta watch out for statuses. Besides that, you get a clean transition. I'm pretty sure you move on to like another like last wave, and then it's like Lup and Shizu and like some other stuff. It's kind of a pain. It's been a while since I've done it, so my memory is a bit hazy, but all I remember is I nuked the ever-loving god out of the person on the far left, and then killed the person on the far right as well. So I'm just gonna say it was the twins, because that seems believable. That seems believable that the twins were on the last wave as well. Yeah, but besides that, I thought burn was a really good status on the first wave, because you burn, if you have a burn unit, you can kill Death Knight within like 4 turns or whatever. And then yeah, people are affected by statuses, and it's really strong. So the undead was like a bit hard if you don't have good units for it, I'd say. But it's all about juggling your DPS check, having a good healer. A good tank also helps. Albedo's good, Yuri's good. I remember the first wave they had a lot of aim plus, so you've got to watch out for that too, so you can't just go for evasion cheese with Yuri. But like, it's manageable if you can maybe like balance it off with base evasion relics plus aqua or whatever. Depends on how hard you want to go do it. You can do either single target to get rid of one at a time, or if you can somehow sustain AoE, which is kind of hard when they have regen, then you can just nuke stuff down like at the same time. Besides that, not much else to really talk about in that. Undead. Good luck to the guys and gals who are still attempting it. You can do it. Just keep smashing your head against it and you'll get through it. Besides that, the 2 units, new Shizu, new Lup. Lup is a attacker, like fire, red, power, all that good stuff. All her skills are like great, except for the fact that her kit revolves around burn killer. So single target burn killer, AoE burn killer, good mana ratios, 8,700 attack, like anything you'd look at for like a top tier unit. And then like, oh, all her stuff has like burn killer, and she has none of that, not even on overdrive. So you kind of want to pair her up with someone who can burn, like maybe like Spa Shoutier, because she's guaranteed. But then you realize like, oh, you're using 2 attacker slots at that point. So like, if there was a unit that would pair beautifully with her, would be like a buffer debuffer that could like AoE burn people and debuff them, and maybe even buff your units. But that one doesn't exist right now. So Looks a bit on the lower end of the tier list overall, which is a bit of a shame, but can't can't really do anything about it. Then we have Shizu. She's got that AoE, 5 MP, debuffs her aim, and some other junk. Single target, shred defense and speed. And then she's got a new status effect on her second skill, which is Storm. First couple of weeks we're like, Storm doesn't do anything. And then we're like, no, Storm is actually just a damage amp. So if you consider Storm as a damage amp, such as like, it does 25% more damage to whatever is tagged with Storm. So like, if you do like 8k, you do about like 10k, like give or take, right? So that's actually like a good form of damage amp, but it's kind of in the same vein as like Curse, which is another status, which is you do more damage if an enemy's cursed and curse stacks. So you treat that with like another, okay, if you were to do like, I'm gonna buff and debuff my units to do maximum amount of DPS, then you would be like, you'd Storm, you'd Curse, then you'd like max out the defense shred on the enemy, you'd max out your attack cap on yourself, right? And then you use like the all buff, you use all these different stacking skills, and then even maybe the type buff too, such as like power up, or like height up, or speed up. I'm pretty sure the power up one doesn't exist right now. I think it's just like speed and like maybe tech and height. But anyways, yeah, so you stack all these independent buffs that don't interfere with each other, then that's how you maximize DPS. So overall, Storm's not like a bad status. It's not as good as Bleed or Burn, because those are just max HP percentages of the enemy losing HP. But it's good in like keeping your DPS up. But then 4MP is kind of expensive, so until we get 3MP Storm, then Storm could be better. Same thing with Curse. If Curse gets cheaper and easier to use and more available, then it's not that bad. Especially an attacker with Curse, mixed with like a buff debuff with Curse, you can actually start applying stacks and not running completely out of mana trying to just debuff someone for extra DPS. Alright, besides that, that's kind of it. The event relic is not really that great. It's +3 aim and wind attack up. It's probably meant for the new Shizu. That's it. It's not bad. She already has base aim. Having more aim is great so that like you proc your status and your debuffs, so that's cool. But it's generally a pass, I'd say. There's better relics out there. I still think Bao is one of the best aim relics in the game universally, and it's in the pool. We are also in the midst of the 2.5 anniversary. Congratulations, Obamas. We've made it this far. Let's get the 3 years, right? I am hoping that we get a lot more free stuff. Like, we've been getting the 2.5 anniversary cakes for daily login, which is nice because it's just free red potions, even though they're timed. We've had them before. We'll have them again. It just kind of gets you actively playing the game in the moment, which is not bad for like the game's state so that it doesn't die. And then we've been getting the free daily 10 pulls, and then we have technically anniversary 1 unit, Naz Eins, and almost technically anniversary 2 unit Slimeco inside the general pool as well, to have a free 10 pull kind of during the duration of this event. Good luck to people getting those 2 units. They're very good units. The buffs on Naz Eins with the spear on his OD is really nice. Helps with those DPS checks we've been talking about lately, like the whole HP regen over time. And then he's really good magic attack buffer, head and shoulders above Lacus in terms of her being physical, him being magical, better cost, better stats, Ein's stat block, right? Almost SS tier, but whatever. He could be SS tier in my heart. Slimeco, really good single target poison DPS. Got some shred, got some multi-hit, got some poison killer. Really solid unit as well. So definitely on top of all that. I think I'm going to round out this podcast, which is actually super, super short. But I try to keep it exciting because I've got no guest today, because I thought, hey, nothing exciting these 2 weeks, but you know what's coming next? Well, we've got a lot of speculation. I try to keep my hand on the pulse of the community, so I am just flitting about different discords, and we're talking about Shield Hero 2. So this is not just a rerun, new event, new units. We've all heard the speculations about them. We're hearing stuff about like Melty and stuff like Flatoria maybe, and then how they're going to be 2 new units, and then we're also probably getting buffs, most definitely, for the old Shield Hero units. So we could talk a bit about that, about our expectations before it drops. And next podcast, we'll definitely go into more detail about all the unit buffs, new units maybe. We're probably going to get a new Nazfest unit soon. It's probably Shoutier, according to everyone's speculations and affirmations. And yeah, all I can say is Naofumi is an SS tier tank, and whoever discredits him, whatever, it's fair. Tier lists are subjective overall, and you should not blindly trust them. But I feel Naofumi buffs, no matter what they give him, he'll still be SS tier. A lot of the old Shield Hero units have seen better days. Like Philo is like worse Choco Yuri. Raftalia is kind of still awful. They need to fix the mana cost really to be somewhat usable. Buff her stats. Normally, most units to be competitive is you up ratios and you lower mana costs, and that's how you fix them. Or you give them like 2k attack, but we've never really gotten in a buff that extreme. Maybe like Nazric Kakaitis actually I think got 2k attack. But that was way back in the day, and I think that's one of the few units that just got like a buttload of attack to try to get fixed as a unit. Didn't really do anything because he's still not really used, but it was a cool idea. But yeah, so Philo needs number buffs. Like she needs like percentage buffs, right? Elemental rate up buffs, like base damage buffs. Glass also needs it. Maybe change the condition of her passive, so it's active more of a goddamn time. Give her another 3k attack. Make people less salty about her. Lark and Terrace needs like a lot because they're just like really shitty farmers. So like 4MP, more damage, 4MP farmers all day, and then I don't know what you're gonna do with them. Maybe lean into like higher damage percentages, so like risk reward, especially for like Lurk with his low base HP. Just give him more like damage. Even do something wild and give him like an HP threshold thing, where like if he's below like 50% HP, he just gets like 8,000 attack. But that's kind of too extreme. Like Terrace can go on the opposite end, just get more defensive, right? Besides that, we know Shield Hero is coming, and then I don't think we have any other speculations about stuff coming out. We're getting Shoutier Nazfest, right? So she's probably gonna be busted. Most Nazfests are either they're broken beyond belief. God damn, too better, you've ruined the game for everyone else. Or they're kind of underwhelming, like Soy, who runs into the issue of being a status user in a world full of immunities. But I'll think I will wrap up the podcast now, because there's nothing else to talk about. But next podcast, I'll grab a guest and we can dive a lot deeper into all the new changes and updates. Thank you all for sticking with me so far, even though it's been a slow week. And I think when the Shield Hero units do drop, I will drop a tier list discussion video, and I will kind of go over all the units in depth, like what the stats are and like how they're doing, and then like if the buffs actually help them move up a tier, move up or down. Like normally it's always up, right? But like if we restructured the entire tier list, they might actually drop, so who knows about that. But yeah, so it's gonna be exciting next podcast for sure, and then maybe a tier list talk, and then we could kind of talk about how good or bad some things are. Thank you all for watching, and peace.